What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the podcast. Got a special guest by the name of Rakyra. What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for being here.
No problem. Wouldn't be no other place.
All right. Now, Rakyra, I have gotten a chance to look at your page, to look at your work, to look at your clothing brand. And then one thing I noticed too is like you don't just make clothes for like women. You make clothes for guys. And it's very unique in its own way. It also has like a message behind each clothing that you have made. you know.
Mhm.
But before we start, give us a little background about yourself. Where you from, stuff like that.
So I'm Rakyra. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I moved around a lot when I was younger, but I graduated from Penn State and I'm currently out in Hollywood just trying to make it happen. I have my own clothing brand called Lockhart and it's behind my last name, Rakyra Lockhart. And I make unisex clothing, mainly women's, mainly men's, but currently, I just sell what happens to sell. I have a variety of things for the brand, but I just kind of like to be carefree, free spirited for the most part.
Now, Rakira, like what made you start a clothing brand?
I'm gonna say in 2016, like I was really focused on the wrong things. I tried to redirect my energy into something that would be more positive and help me out in the long run. So I decided to do a clothing brand. My roommate ended up buying me a sewing machine for my birthday. And that's what really started it. I just made bandages originally with my other roommate. And we did that for a little while and then we decided that we want to do our own thing. And I just been working on design since then. Just trying to keep myself busy for the most part.
One thing about your clothing brand, like each piece that you made, they're very unique in its own way.
Hmm.
Like this one here. I mean, what's going on with this design on this
That was
hoodie?
like one of the original designs for the brand. It was originally called I Thank You, inspired by Future song from Hendrix. And
Okay.
it basically, well, now it's called character development, but it's basically about thanks for hurting me. If it wasn't for you, I still be dreaming. So I would still be in that mind state of whatever was going on. I would have still been content. But thank you for letting me know it's more out there, or I should continue to grow and just explore. And now I'm out this fairy tale world, basically, and I'm able to realize there's more out there. I'm just living at the ceiling. I should go above and beyond.
Nah, facts, facts.
Mm.
And then also you also have this like obviously this message here. When I first seen it, I was like, I was like this, But what was the message behind this?
So I want to clear this up. This is like the best seller for Lockhart at the moment. Like, yes, we are a women's brand, but cheap, that's the best seller at the moment. That's the
Okay.
era we live in at the moment. Like, the pussy a little shy when you cheat. Yeah, it's a little vulgar, but it's basically explaining like our dating world, just how we are growing up as our generation. Like, you can't expect a woman to just have sex with you just off the first date or just because you look good. You need to offer more than that. I don't care if you're just offering to sweep the damn floor. Like, don't just try to disrespect the woman like that. If she's offering to give you sex, that come on now, don't be cheap. And that's why the hoodie was designed like the pussy a little shy when you cheat. I don't think no man deserves
uh,
pussy if you not doing something like.
no, I respect that. I respect that. Now, since you said that,
uh,
what do you think about this?
okay. No, no, I thought that was wild. I'm not even gonna hold you. I was like, people complain about my brand. Like, people complain about my hoodie. Like, nah, that's wild. But I love it. People are bold and people like to get it off their chest.
Nah,
And this is a
facts.
conversation starter or ender. So
No, you're right.
more
You're
power to
right.
them.
And shout out to them whoever made that. Shout out to them and this right here. Shout out to them.
I need someone like that in my shit.
Yeah, but back to your brand. Let's bring it back up. So you're basically
Mhm.
saying like the whole message was like people should not be cheap. You know,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to dealing with a woman.
Yeah, especially when it comes to dealing with a woman. And it's crazy because majority of the sales is from men.
Oh
Because the
wow.
real men that have money, they get it. Like most women like to be wine and dine. Most women like to just be appreciated. That may be a
Okay.
flower or a card that costs money, so you can't be cheap, no matter how you try to cut the corner. So
You're right. You're
I
right.
love when I see the men wear it. Most of all, it's like yes.
Well, okay. Okay. All right. And Rakyra, obviously, like we just talk about your clothing brand and some of your unique pieces that you have made. So, what is your creative process when you make all of this stuff? What is your creative process? What do you think of first when you make this?
Well, it's a couple things that go into it because I like to be inspired first, but it mainly goes into what would look good on a person, like what would fit somebody's body, what would just appeal to the eye. So whether that's the color or just the fabric in general. So those are like the two main things I like to focus on before I go into a design. And then it depends on what's going on around me at the time. Like whether it's
Okay,
a sports celebration or news, just something like that. So it
I
depends.
see. So basically, just whatever's going on at the very moment, that's kind of where you get your ideas from.
Hmm.
I see. Okay. Rakyra, you starting this clothing brand. What effect has it had on your personal life? You being creative. What effect has it had on your personal life?
My personal life, I would think, honestly, just going out more because since I am starting a small business and just trying to build it from the ground up, it's mainly meeting people word of mouth. That's how you get your business at first.
Okay,
So just mainly just going out more, honestly, meeting as many people as I can, just spreading the word, brand awareness.
I see. And then, what are some of the obstacles that you think you have faced? With your clothing brand from the because obviously you just mentioned like that one hoodie that I showed. That's the one that's selling the most now, or people are
Hmm.
people are paying attention to your like you're doing a good job getting people to pay attention to your brand. But what are some of the obstacles that you think you have faced prior to getting to this point?
So prior to that design, it's mainly I want to say, well, that design is the latest design. Honestly, it's that one and Trouble. Trouble, I'm really trying to push, but the main issue I've encountered, I would want to say funding, honestly, just funding and getting the clothes in the right people's hands.
Okay,
Because, yeah, as many people could see it as I wanted to, but if it's not the right people or that can get it even more out there because the world is so big, then
yeah,
that's the issue. I don't want to be
okay,
local. I want to be global. Other than that and funding, those are mainly the two issues. I have marketing. I know what direction I want to take it. It's just getting the vision out there.
I see. Now, obviously, on your page, I noticed you like you have different models wearing it. You have some rappers wearing your design as well.
Hmm.
Um, Talk about the importance of networking.
Well, it really plays on getting out of my box and just speaking, no matter how shy or nervous I get, just saying something because closed mouths don't get fed. Simple as that. And then living in Hollywood, LA, it just helps me out so much more because I can go, especially the area I live in, I can go out somewhere and I can happen to meet someone and I can try to talk or just do something so the brand can be in their hands and then it
I
goes from
see.
there because the brand's good quality, the pieces are amazing, so it just depends on right place, right time.
I see. Now, Rakyra, obviously you're where you are now. What advice would you want to give yourself? At the early beginning of this, like before you start the brand. What advice would you have given yourself? Especially since you're where you are now. What advice would you have given yourself back then?
It takes time. It's simple as that. It doesn't happen overnight. Like
Okay,
just because you see other people image they portray on social media doing the same thing as you, or don't compare yourself to others. Like your path is different from other people, and just because your journey is rocky doesn't mean it's going to be as amazing once you get to the top.
I
So definitely
see.
just stay focused, keep going.
Okay, and then what advice do you have for someone that wants to start a clothing brand?
Stay patient.
Stay
Stay
patient.
patient. Like when I first wanted to start the brand, it was 2016. I don't think I was able to first get my design created until maybe 2019, for real. And it just having trouble finding the right person to execute the vision. So just
I
stay
see.
patient. It'll come.
what is finding the right person? You know what I mean? What is
So yes, I'm gonna talk on this. A lot of people bullshit and they want to tax and they don't do the quality of what they tax for. And that was my
okay?
issue in the past. Like I done had a lot of people bullshit with my money. Like I can understand if it's a free service, the quality is a little horrible. But no, if someone is paying, you need to do what you're charging. Simple as that. So I'm having fabric and I'm going to multiple people to create samples and they're not executing the vision. When we have a conversation, we discuss how it should look, all these simple things, and it's not being done. You want to take your time, especially when it comes to clothes, because it could be an arm is too long, a pants is too long in the length, and you don't want to mess that up. You
I
really don't,
see.
because first impressions matter.
Now
So
facts.
you have to stay patient for sure. For sure.
That's finding the right person. You say. You know.
Yeah, that's finding the right person to make your clothes because I don't do fast fashion. I do cut and sew.
Ah,
So I
okay.
need someone to actually cut the fabric, create the pattern, all of those things. Fast
Which is
fashion
harder,
does,
huh?
yeah, it's definitely harder, and especially coming from the ground up, not having knowing people that has high stature, or anything of that nature. You're really wearing every hat. You're doing it from the ground up, and it's difficult. And I spoke on this the other day on my Instagram, the lack of transparency, because a lot of people are thinking it's easy, and it's really not. So, especially if you
Okay.
don't have someone who can help you elevate you to the next
I
level.
see. Okay.
So,
Now, Rakyra, we talked about a lot. You know, we talk about your early start when you start the brand Lockhart, and we also talk about how where you are now with the brand, and also you give great advice on what people need to be doing in order to even get to the point that you're in right now.
mhm.
So obviously, Rakyra, where can we follow you? Just to tap into your work and just see what you're doing.
So tap in on Instagram at LKHT period store. On Twitter is LKHT store. And on Twitter is mainly like shipping updates and new design updates, things of that nature. The website is LKHT period store. And honestly, I'll be doing myself a disservice if I didn't mention this. I would like to get the hoodie cheap in the hands of like Gunna, Thug, or Future because these are
Okay.
these men idols and some of them be complaining, but these are what they be rapping and I love it. And this is what inspires everything I do, rap or film. So
Okay.
definitely if y'all know anybody who's connected, please help me get the hoodie to them and fuck with me on the brand. Shop with me, fast service, great quality. I'm the owner. It
All
don't get
right.
no
All
better than
right.
this.
Now, Rakyra, thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming to share some words with us. And then
Hmm.
anyone watching this, make sure you like the video, comment, and subscribe. And also make sure you tap in with Rakyra Lockhart, on Instagram. Make sure you tap in with her. And
Oh
then
yeah. And my personal Instagram, if y'all want to tap in, is RAKYRAHART.
yeah, please tap in, guys. And then and that will conclude the rest of the show.